guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to take you along with me. I'm going to make some freezer, they're like pita pockets. They really taste good. My husband loved them, and I just want to inspire all of you guys out there. If you guys don't know what to make, or maybe if you want to make ahead freezer meals, come with me and spend a little bit of my day with me so you can get a little insight on what I do as a homemaker and as a mom. So come on, guys. So the first thing I do for my dough is I usually take warm water. I don't normally measure it, but I put about maybe like a half a tablespoon of active dried yeast, and this is the brand that I use. Then I like to take honey and I like to pour it in. If you guys want me to make a recipe for this, this is how I usually do my pizza dough. And I put about, I don't know, maybe about a fourth to half a cup in. But like I said, if you want me to do measurements on this and create a recipe, don't forget to comment in the comment section about that, guys. And the reason why I like to add honey, you can add sugar or you can use whatever is comfortable for your home or whatever you have accessible. If you want to leave the sweetener out, you can. But that makes my little yeast active and grow. And then I like to add my water in. And I add probably about maybe 4 cups of water. Like I said, guys, this is my normal measurements that I use. And I just got some flour right here. And then I usually take some flour, and then I just make it like a kind of like a slurry, like a pancake mix, just until my yeast activates a little bit or starts feeding off of it and bubbling a little bit. And I'll show you that once I mix everything together. See, guys, this is the way I normally cook. I just throw things together because I gotta get things prepared and made for my husband and my children and my mom. So this is what I do, guys. Just giving you a little insight, maybe to give you guys some ideas or things that might make your life easier. Even if you're not a homemaker, you can always plan ahead and do this on the weekend and then just freeze it like I'm going to freeze it. So we'll just wait till that bubbles up a little more. So I see that my yeast is active and alive. While you're waiting for that, you guys can put on your worship music and wash dishes. So now I'm going to add about a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, as well as about a couple of teaspoons of salt. Just give that a quick mix, and then this is the part where I start adding in my flour. Like I said, it's all going to depend on what type of flour you use and your weather in your area on how much flour it's going to take. But I'll show you the consistency you want. But this is not how you want it. This, guys, you're gonna have to do and get dirty with your hands. Just make sure your hands are clean and washed. I like to come in here at this part to make sure everything is incorporated because you're gonna want to make a dough ball. But you want to make sure your dough ball is not too moist. See right here? See how wet that is on my hand and sticky? That is way too moist. So I'm gonna add some more flour in. And I just add flour. I pretty much know because I make my own breads for many years. But I pretty much know like how much flour to add. But if you're not quite sure in the beginning stages, just add a little flour at a time. That's all I did in the beginning, is I just added little bit of flour until you know how your dough is supposed to feel. See? More flour. Still too sticky. Who says you don't get a workout kneading dough? Who's ever said that never been to my house and never worked out on this dough? You gotta work it. Work that masa. You could do this part on your counter or on a flat surface, but I just used and do everything in the bowl because I just want to make sure all the flour come together. See, and this is how you want it. See how it's not like really sticking to my hand anymore, but it is not dry. It's still tacky. That's how you want your dough, because you're gonna be stretching it a few times, and this is how I usually do this dough. So I'll show you that process. I'm just gonna cover my dough and let it sit in a warm area for 50 minutes, and just set a timer and go do what you guys have to do, and then I'll show you the next step on it. So here's what happened, guys. Since I'm going to be doing those lunch pockets, I guess I'm gonna call them lunch pockets, for my husband, and just to have in there if my boys want to grab one for lunch, I'm gonna be doing breakfast ones as well. So since I said, oh, I'm gonna do breakfast ones, I'm gonna cook some ground turkey breakfast sausage, and then I'm going to make dinner as well, since I'm going to be using that pan to cook the eggs and the breakfast sausage. I'm also going to use that same sausage to put into a soup for dinner. There you go, guys. A good tip when you're not organized, Mom, because I certainly am not organized. Yes, I should be a little more organized, but that's just the way I am. I normally come up with things on the fly of the day, what I'm gonna do. So that's what's happening since all that's going on. I'm just gonna be placing some veggies in there, guys, because this is a good way to get veggies. This is my easy way of using vegetables, you guys, because you want to make things nutritious for your family. I like to get frozen vegetables because they don't go bad quickly. So I'm just putting a couple of bags of broccoli florets and also a bag of cauliflower florets. And I'm also going to be throwing in these mixed vegetables. I haven't turned it on. I'm just gonna let it sit until I cook my turkey sausage. So this is gonna be the turkey that I'm cooking for the soup that I'm making for dinner. still like to add a little extra something to it when it's cooking so it can be more flavorful. But after this, for the breakfast insides of the pockets, I'm going to be using these crumbles. These are already cooked, so I'm just going to add it to the pan with eggs after once I cook this turkey and have it fully cooked. Now that this is cooking still, I'm going to come over to my bowl with my dough. Okay, so now that it's been sitting for about an hour, you're going to take your hand and I'm going to stretch and pull it underneath one side of your dough, and you're going to wiggle it and you're going to pull it to the other side. And you're going to take that and do it 4 times. Well, I like to do it about 4 times. I just rotate my bowl, take my hand underneath, wiggle it, and place it to the other side. You don't have to be precise about this part. You're just working the gluten in your bowl. If my bowl doesn't fall off. You're just gonna let it sit for another half an hour. See, you guys, all this while you're getting other things done, it's just sitting there and working its magic. I like getting the little charred bits like that. I think it adds a little crispiness to it. So this is pretty much done. It's going to be cooking and marinating in the crock pot as well. So you don't have to be exactly precise. You just put it in there. If you want, you can even use those cooked, crumbled, already cooked sausages in there. But this is what I had in my freezer. So you guys should utilize what you guys already have. That way you're not going out and getting new things. But rotate the old out of your freezer. And this needed to be used up. So I'm going to place this in the pot. So here's what happened, you guys. My video messed up while I was explaining to you guys what I was putting in here. So what I ended up putting was water to cover it, not fully to the top of the vegetables, because they're frozen, so they're also going to release a little bit of water. And then I also placed some caldo de pollo, or dried chicken stock, some red crushed pepper, some regular pepper. I also added some onion flakes, as well as ground mustard. And I just added a little bit of this with some garlic powder as well. Sorry about that, guys. But it happens. Life happens. That's reality. So what I'm going to do is I just placed it on high. And I'm just going to cook it just until my vegetables get to the texture and place that I want them. Probably for a few hours, a couple hours. So if you're going to do this, make this a couple hours in advance. So now I'm just going to let all those flavors boil. And what you want to do is you want to taste as you go. Once it starts boiling and cooking, you want to taste your soup for flavor and what you like in your home. Put the lid on it and get to cooking it. I just used my same pan and I added about a tablespoon of butter. But see how it has the bits and pieces of your sausage? You're going to be adding the sausage crumbles in there anyways. So hey, you're having a little extra sausage crispiness with that. And why bother cleaning your pan out when you're going to be cooking in it again already? But like I said, you guys do what you want. I just heat it through a little bit before I add my eggs because these are already cooked. Now remember, this is all the filling. It's going to go into your bread pocket. Alrighty, it's all done. Now I just shut it off. And now I'm going to get to the bread again. Okay, this is the second time you're going to fold it again. Make sure your hands are clean. But see how it rose again? You're going to take it, wiggle it. Wiggle that baby like a ghost. Jiggle it. Jello. Like Jello. My husband got home and he said like Jello.
Yeah, shake it like Jello.
And then you do it again. And the last time. I just let it rest for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to roll them out for the pita pockets. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up some jalapenos as well and put it in there because I know my family likes it a little spicy. So I think I'm going to cut the jalapenos up right now. You guys, I had to show you how huge this jalapeno was. I was showing my husband and he was like, whoa. That is huge. So I think I'll cut just this one up because it's so big. It's like 2 jalapenos in one.
Man, today wasn't not really as windy as it was the past 2 days, man.
So what I did is I just got some turkey meat and some salami. And also some cheese, because you're going to be filling these with your items. Our dough is nice and ready. See how it popped right out of there? So I'm just going to place a little bit of flour on your board. I should have did that before, but hey, it's been a long day. And then I'm just gonna cut this and eyeball this and cut it in half and place the other dough into my bowl while I wait and I roll this one out. Hear all those bubbles popping in there, guys? Now I'm just gonna flip it. And you're gonna wanna take your rolling pin and roll. I'm kind of trying to roll this out rectangly. Rectangly, I didn't know rectangly was a word. In a rectangle shape. And you don't want it too thick because they're gonna be pockets, so they're also going to rise. Look at all those nice bubbles. I don't know if you could hear them popping on there. You're just going to want it the same thickness all around. Depending on how big you want your pockets, you can do it in half. I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm going to stuff them. And then I'm going to go across. Now, they don't have to be perfect, guys, because these are homemade And these are for your family. So you just want them the best that you're able to. I think I'll do the lunch meat ones first. I'll put some of that turkey with a couple of half slices of salami. I don't know why these guys like salami. I do not like salami. Let me know if any of you guys don't like salami either.
You don't like salami?
No. I don't like salami, Chris.
Bomb.
And then I'm just gonna put a little cheese in there, or you guys can create them how you want them. But this is just a great idea for you guys to fill up your freezer, especially if you have teens or working people in your home, your husband, your children. Some oregano or Italian seasoning in here. And then how I end up folding it is I just fold it like to the other end, and then you can just turn it. Roll it, turn it, pinch it. Roll it. Roll it. Just so it covers up your insides. And so it seals all your edges. And make sure you have a pan with parchment paper or something on there. You can put it on there. That's one way of rolling it. Another way is you can do it square like that. You can get a fork and pinch the edges as well. Pinch it close.
That look good.
Here's the rectangle one. Christian, you watching me?
Yep.
And you could just play with them. That's why I said it doesn't matter how they look when you cut them. And then if you want, you can just crimp the edges, kind of like a pie crust or like a Pop-Tart.
With Hot Pocket.
Yeah, I made my own hot Pop-Tart. It's a Hot Pocket. My kids don't know what all these Hot Pockets and processed food is because I usually make my own versions of it.
Yeah, homemade stuff's way better anyway.
Exactly.
See, here's another version.
Another style. Man.
Another style.
You don't like triangles? Make a rectangle. You don't like rectangles? Make a circle.
You can make a roll up.
You can do whatever you want. That's your food.
So what I did is I did the same thing as I did the first time with the dough. I rolled it out and then cut it. I put the jalapeno, the sausage, and the scrambled eggs that I cooked in there. It's already cooled. So I might add cheese in a few of them. And then I'm going to close them just like I did the first time. Once I finish making these, I placed them in a 425-degree oven for 20 minutes, and here they are. So my husband and boys wanted to try it, and look at that. See the inside? How it's gonna be, and then you have your stuff in it. Take it apart even more. See, it's soft. Yummy. Well, here is the soup now. It's been a few hours. See how it looks? All the veggies are getting soft. At this point, I'm gonna add a slurry that I made with milk and some flour. You can do a slurry with milk and cornstarch too. And you can put it in a sift or a strainer if you don't want little lumps, but I mix it pretty well, so I'm not going to do that. And I tasted it too for flavor, so it tasted really, really good. So like I said, guys, you guys gotta taste your food, make sure it's to your liking, and all the things that you want in it. So I'm gonna let that cook in here for a little while until dinner time, and then I'll show you how it looks. If you want, guys, also, you can get an emulsifier or a hand smasher and smash up some of the veggies if you don't want it chunky, more like a broccoli soup type of texture. And you can also add cheese if you want. So, like I said, you guys gotta do what's best for your home and what you guys like. So now that I had these cooling, they're cool enough for me to wrap. And if you want, you can wrap them or set them on like a tray and put them in the freezer just to flash freeze before you put them in Ziploc baggies. But I'm just going to wrap them with wax paper, and then I'm just going to place them in my bag that I labeled. Now they're ready for the freezer. Well, here it is, guys. It's delicious. My husband already ate some. He said it was so good. So I just left it whole and chunky like that. But like I said, he added a little bit of cheese to his. If you want, you can add cheese as well. That's it, guys. It's dinner time. I'm pooped and we're gonna eat dinner now. I hope this inspires you. Until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more of these videos.